A few showers today, but the real threat begins Thursday and Friday with the chance for a few severe thunderstorms. Let's talk about it in the Tuesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. And good morning. I'm Texas Storm Chasers David Reimer coming at you on Tuesday, the 21st of March, 2023. It is Tuesday. We are going to be dealing with a few spotty showers today as those strong south winds continue and our temperatures keep climbing up that good old temperature roller coaster. But we will be dealing with the chance for a few dryline storms come Thursday afternoon to Thursday evening and then a cool front. We'll also bring the chance for some storms Thursday night into Friday. Let's get on into it. Let's take a look at the high-resolution rapid refresh model for today into this evening and into tomorrow just to take a gander at what we're expecting. But hey, you know what? What would make life more simple than actually clicking the right slide? Here we go. That looks like today and not Thursday. So, again, plenty of clouds to start off the day with some scattered light showers here and there. Not the nicest day out there, but temperatures will definitely be much warmer. So we head into tonight and tomorrow morning, areas of drizzle, maybe some fog, plenty of clouds, but then we finally start to clear out tomorrow afternoon as temperatures will likewise also make a bump upward as we see an increase in solar radiation. Overall, not expecting a significant high impact weather issue over the next couple of days outside of some gusty winds, maybe some morning fog, and the occasional round of drizzle. So we head into Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. The Storm Prediction Center maintains a level 2 out of 5 risk for a few severe storms. Generally speaking, this is probably going to be late afternoon Thursday into Thursday night and maybe Friday morning. This is just east of the dry line, essentially from portions of Texoma, western North Texas, the Big Country, and the Concho Valley. So areas farther west compared to our last few severe weather threats, and definitely a signal that the dry line season is starting to pick up. And again, we're not expecting many storms Thursday afternoon, but those that do get going could be supercellular in nature with a threat of hail up to the size of tennis balls and localized wind gusts over 60 miles an hour. The overall tornado threat right now looks to be on the very low side of things. Definitely several caveats that would help to mitigate a higher tornado potential on Thursday, but at this point we'll also be keeping an eye on it because if we don't, Mother Nature will throw a tantrum, and no one here wants a tantrum, including my vocal cords. And then as we head into Thursday night and Friday, we could see additional thunderstorms develop as a cool front slowly moves into the picture, and we have to deal with that. But there's also the chance this may slow down a bit, which would extend the threat for some rowdy weather into Friday, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Looking at the Course Global Forecast System, now this is a relatively low-resolution model in terms of showing convective features, so don't expect it to do that. Hey, look, right thing this time, but again, you can see it shows a couple of isolated storms Thursday afternoon and just east of the dry line. Then we start to actually ramp up Thursday night into Friday morning as a line of storms fires up on the cool front dry line and slowly progresses east Friday morning into the afternoon hours on Friday across essentially the eastern half of Texas. Now at this point, this is going to probably change somewhat. Timing could still change a bit. This is one of the faster forecast solutions in that it has storms out of the picture, out of the state by about 4 to 5 p.m. Friday. But it is entirely possible this whole upper level storm system hits its brakes and we may have to push this back 12 hours. For example, one of the higher resolution weather models is just starting to come into range to the North American model, and it is about 8 to 10 hours slower with all this, which would result in a higher threat for some severe storms across the eastern third of Texas Friday afternoon versus what currently is outlined by the Storm Prediction Center portions of far east Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. But again, in terms of forecasting specifics for severe weather, we're still pretty far out there, outside of 72 hours. So just keep in mind, a couple isolated storms on the dry line Thursday afternoon from San Angelo, Abilene, northwest Texas, into southern Oklahoma. They'll have hail, localized damaging winds, maybe a spin-up tornado, and then a line of storms probably becoming more likely Thursday night into Friday morning and Friday afternoon, progressing slowly west to east across the eastern half of Texas. In terms of forecast rain totals out of all this, not overly impressive. We could see some spots between 1/2 inch and maybe an inch of rain especially across the piney woods of East Texas, up into Northeast Texas in the Arklatex, and back west into Texoma, where we have a slightly higher chance of some storms Thursday afternoon to Thursday evening before the cool front dryline storms fire up into a squall line. But again, maybe isolated flash flooding, but this is definitely not a holy moly get out the boat situation. But you know what? Maybe we can trend these up over the next couple of days if this storm system were to slow down and give us a higher coverage of thunderstorms. Problem is, higher coverage of thunderstorms in spring usually means a higher coverage of softball-sized hail flying around and knocking into things, which just doesn't really do good things for most folks. Now, as we head into the temperature forecast over the next few days, we are really going to crank up in the temperature department beginning today. Highs in across Texas back essentially 70s and 80s almost statewide. We know upper to middle 60s in Northeast Texas, but otherwise, hey, you know what? We're back to spring weather. Same thing goes for tomorrow, except crank those up another 5 to 8 degrees. We're going to see more 80s tomorrow, perhaps a few 90s in the Permian Basin down into the Edwards Plateau and the Rio Grande Plains. Going to be windy once again. Some elevated fire weather concerns across the Texas Panhandle and West Texas. Here is Thursday. You can see our upper level storm system starting to kick on in with some comparatively cooler temperatures in the Panhandle. We notice those high temperatures down in the Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Plains, trying to make it up to near 100 degrees Thursday afternoon. Otherwise, it's warm across Texas. That's probably, outside of a rogue cold front or two, going to be the main story over the next 7 months, something like that, probably. We'll see. Here's Friday. You can see cooler temperatures across the western half of Texas. There'll be a much drier air mass in place as well. Temperatures 50s, 60s, into the lower 70s, western half of Texas, eastern half of Texas looking like 70s to lower to mid 80s. Here's Saturday. You can see any sort of cool off, as subtle as it may have been, quickly diminishing as temperatures continue. 50s up in the far northwestern panhandle. Okay, so a little cool, but otherwise 60s, 70s, 80s, probably a couple 90s just to make themselves known. And that takes us through the weekend with another upper level storm system possible around Sunday to Monday of next week. As always, we'll be keeping an eye on things considering it is spring, but otherwise, hey, you know what? Enjoy the next couple of days of relatively quiet weather, no severe storms. And then we'll deal with Thursday and Friday as need be. But again, nothing screams holy moly guacamole at this point about all that. And again, it's spring. We're going to be dealing with these storm setups every probably couple of days through May. And trust me, once that stops, that's when the summer pattern sets in. And then bye-bye rain chances, hello, triple-digit heat, and high humidity. So it's kind of a trade-off, but we'll see. With that being said, we'll have the next Texas Weather Roundup here by about 7 a.m. Wednesday. Y'all have a great Tuesday, and God bless.